This time I want to look a bit about structure and story within an architecture. Most existing architecture, particularly in the IT architecture or enterprise architecture space, is focused on structure. But there's a very useful phrase that came up from Matthew Frederick's book, 101 Things I Learned in Architecture School, where he talks about two different views about architecture as an exercise in truth, or architecture as an exercise in narrative, which focuses much more on the human side. So in that sense, we can think of architecture as structure, but also architecture as story. And if we over-focus too much on the structure, we lose connection with the human story. Importantly here, one of the best ways to look at this is to think of organisation as structure, whereas the enterprise is a story. As we saw before, an enterprise is something much larger than just the organisation itself. So if we think of enterprise as story, it's a story that everyone shares. And in that sense, although we can possess a structure, we can't possess a story. So the architecture is about understanding what that story is and how it intersects with the structure, how the structure supports and is supported by the story that is the overall driver for everything that happens. So in an architecture, we need to get the balance right between structure and story, to focus on the narrative as much as on the structures, and look closely at how they link together. So architecture as an exercise in truth or structure, architecture as an exercise in narrative or the human story that underpins it.